confirm?
Yes, yes.
Saurabh, Shubham? Yeah, great. Okay, tell me one thing. If I'm not wrong, I gave you some assignments to complete before the next class. Is that done as expected? Okay, so let's move to the next thing. Hope my screen is shared. Let me open the VS Code. You will. Okay, in the last session, we were creating MLM landing pages. Is that done, guys? Please let me know. Is that done or not?
Not done from my end.
Okay. Okay, so from this class, we'll be moving JavaScript, what it is. There are one or two topics left in CSS, which are media queries and keyframes animations, which will be covered after after you create the MLM landing page, because that will be helpful for you. Else, I will just
Okay.
explain. That will not be helpful for you because you won't be understanding what the things are going on there. So I want to request you before the next class, like before tomorrow, please complete that MLM landing page so that we can start teaching what is animations and what it is called media queries. Okay. So yeah, let's move to stars.css and
Hey Abhishek.
mm, yeah.
So actually,
Can you hear me? Mhm. I can hear you. Please.
yeah. So actually, I was told that the recordings are being uploaded onto that Stuheli websites only, right? So
Mhm.
actually, we are still not able to figure out where exactly it is. Because the recordings, like I have a few of the recordings which I have accessed and practiced it, but
Mhm.
maybe we can get it in a more streamlined fashion in a regular basis.
Yeah, then you should ask about the recording, right? You did it? You asked with someone or not?
When I asked about this, actually I was shared that we transfer link where I can just download that recordings. So that is fine. But is there any centralized place where it is kept so that we can go and directly access it?
Okay. You want a centralized portal or a DB where you can directly
Yeah,
access all
Abhishek
the
sir, is there
recordings.
anything?
Yeah, he's asking for the recording centralized place where the recordings is stored.
No, I'm not able to hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me properly?
No, sir. I think this speaker is not working. Can you please call me on my WhatsApp?
Instead of calling, I will do after the class. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so you can just drop the text. I'll do that.
Okay. So as I mentioned over there, all the things in the chats. So yeah, that's fine. Let's move. I hope your doubt is resolved. Is there anything else which you want to ask? I think he was Akhilesh or Shubham.
It's good now. Okay.
No. I'm asking who wants to ask who wants that recording actually? I forget the name.
Yeah, it was me only.
Yeah, Amit.
Sir,
So I
me
mentioned
also.
these things in chats, and yeah, she replied over here. So maybe she'll be sending you the link as soon as possible for that portal. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can continue with her. I don't have any idea about that thing actually. Yeah. So let's move to the class let's move back to the class. As we know, guys, we have at least three layers of our front-end application, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And in our previous classes, we learned about HTML and CSS. Now, what is this JavaScript? There's something called JavaScript. Is there anybody who can explain me what is JavaScript and what is the use of JavaScript actually?
It
I think
provides
we use
functionality to
JavaScript for
the
logical building of
website.
application.
One by one. Can you do that?
Provides functionality to
Yeah,
the
It's a
HTML
get it.
client-side
CSS.
scripting actually.
It's a kind of scripting language, okay?
It's a
So basic,
client-side scripting.
yeah. No, it is not just client side. We are also using it in the server side as well. So basically, JavaScript is used to add the logic in your website. Now, which kind of logic it can add? First, the most important thing is uh, button click. That what you want over a button click, right? Second will be another than that will be form input tag, form validations. Those things will you learn once you are writing the code with us. So you don't need to worry about that. Form validations and get some data from server, post some data to server. Now, what are these things? So let me try to explain you with an example instead of this. Let me go to History Valley, suppose, and I clicked over here. So suppose Akhilesh is creating a website. Okay. Now what the client wants? The client wants a working website, but client wants one or two more things over there. If client wants to add it particularly this text only. So Akhilesh, they will not call Akhilesh again to come to join his team and edit that text. This text or these buttons are stored over a configuration file. Just like that, when we scroll our Instagram, as you know, guys, when we scroll our Instagram, so there are n number of posts, as you can see, infinite posts, which you can see when you scroll over it. But if those images are uploaded over the client side, suppose Akhilesh created a website and those images are stored over the image tag and only present over the front end, then how if a new person will add a photo, then add a post, then how will that image that post will be seen by the customers who are already using our website? Because that code is not updated with that. We stored these kind of database which is centralized at some place, which is called server. Server is a centralized database of our application. Okay, from where we can see just like this. As I click over this contact us, I'll fill those entries, and those entries will not be saved in the front end part. Those will be sent to the server, and once the entry is stored to the server, the administrator can see that entry. So this is how it goes to us. Okay. So the thing which I need to understand here, that was about the difference between front end and back end. Now we know that JavaScript allows us to write the logic. Okay. So how can we integrate JavaScript? Let's start from basics. How can we integrate JavaScript in our application? So first of all, for JavaScript, you have to create a file whose extension should be .js. Now, the basic part will be you have to link it. Okay. But you will not linking it here or you will not linking it inside here. You'll be linking it after body text as script src. Here you have to find you have to find the file by using the path, as you can see like this, and the file is connected. How we can see the file is connected? Okay, let's open the live server for it. Okay, so this is a web page. But how can we ensure that? Yeah, Amit, please. Amit, if you are saying something, so you're on. Yeah.
Okay, sir, is this media query and animation class or other class means started Java?
We started JavaScript just now.
And media query and animation class will be later or
Media queries will be done in the next class if you complete that MLM landing page assignment only.
okay.
Because
Okay, sir.
only
I
in
understand.
that case you will like
Hello?
why are we using media queries that you will not understand over there. So I just want to make it completely practical so that you will it will be just like when you are driving your car. Only in that case you will understand where you need to gear up your car or gear down your car. So once
Okay,
you feel the issue, once you feel the obstacle over your journey, then you will understand how can we resolve this obstacle. So I want to make it like that. Now it's totally up to you if you want, so I can explain it to you now. But I think that will be a better idea once you face the issue. What are we not able to doing in that particular MLM landing page, and how can we fix it? So that will be the better way. Yeah, Amit. Do you want to say anything, Amit or Akhilesh?
no,
No, I'm on mute, I guess.
Sorry, Amit. Sorry, Amit. I cannot hear you actually.
No, I'm on mute actually. Any?
No, I'm talking about this one actually. Amit saying. Yeah.
MLM landing page. I want link of MLM landing page.
In the last session, we shared you a link of that. Hopefully you remember. If not, then after the class, I'll share it today as well.
Okay, sir.
Sure. So yeah, let's move back to here. So as we link the file, how can we ensure that file is linked? So inside console.log, we have something called console. Inside JavaScript, we have an syntax console.log. Now, what is this console.log? Console.log is used to print anything over the console of your browser. So let me print here. Hey, script file is connected successfully. If this thing you will find inside the console of your browser, as you can see here. So means your file is connected successfully. One more thing. Wow. Yeah, this can be done via LMS. What do you mean by LMS here? Acha, okay. No, I thought it was about to this. Yeah, you have to create this actually. Yeah. Okay. So as we can see, the script file is connected. So let me have some basic thing. If you have a basic idea about any programming language, then you know in each programming language, you have a concept of printing that you can print whatever you want. So in JavaScript, we print our statement using console.log. Okay, we have other multiple concepts like variables, functions, uh, variable functions, and identifiers, and variables function, identifiers, objects, loops, and lots of other concepts we have in a programming language. So JavaScript is nothing but a programming language. So we know how to print. Oh, one more thing. Anything which is kept inside double quotes are string literals. Now, what is the meaning of string literals? The thing which you passed over here inside double quotes or single quotes will be printed as it is as you are writing over there. Okay, we have also the concept of variables. Now, what is the variable? Just like in our in our elementary maths book, we have the concept of variables. it will be just like that. You will create a variable where you will store your memory. It can be a number, it can be a text, it can be an object, it can be a pointer, it can be a memory address, it can be anything which is JavaScript allows us to store. So let's create a variable. So in this programming language, we will use the concept of let. So we have a concept, we have a we have a keyword called let. Let me define let name is equals to let's say Akhilesh. So now this name is called variable. Okay, so what we will do here, if we console.log, if we want to console.log Akhilesh, so instead of writing Akhilesh, we will directly write here name. So Akhilesh will be printing there. If you go there, Akhilesh is here. But the issue is, if you pass this if you pass this like this, so this will not be printing Akhilesh, this will be printing name. Because now it is treating as, when we consider it like this, so that will be considered as a string literal. That means it's just a text. So text it will not print in case of text the variable, the name of variable. It will print the name as it is. And if you pass it as a variable, then it will print the value of that variable, which is Akhilesh, which is a string literal. Is that clear? Please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Great. Another than variables, we have a concept of constants. Now, what is constants? Constants is something which cannot redeclare again, which cannot redefine again. Okay, just like constant, or let me assign it a company name. Okay, so let's say Stew Valley. So if I print company name similarly, so that will be printable. Stew Valley is here. But if you try to assign the new name to this company, let's say Google, so that is not possible now. This will give an error. Uncaught typo error, assignment to a constant variable. Basically, it is saying that we cannot assign a constant variable again. We can assign it only once. Similarly, if we want to do this thing with it, like instead name is equals to, rather than Abhishek, we can write it Shubham and we'll save. So as you can see, name is now Shubham. It is printing Shubham in this name. Because what it is doing, it is taking the last value, last assigned value of that and printing over here. Because after that, we reinitialized it with Shubham. Similarly, if we'll do like that, if we assign it a number 24, let's say 24, so it will be printing 24 over here. Is that clear? Please let me know.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So in variables, we have lots of concepts like name, sorry, name, number. Also, if you want to store a whole function over here, so function will be taking you over late, will be explaining you after this class. I don't think that in this class we'll be explaining you the functions because that's a too big concept. So these are the basic concepts that we have the ways to define the variable. Also, let me explain you one more thing. Let variable name should not be a keyword. If you want to create a variable name, suppose console.log, so that is not possible. If you assign a value 1, 2, as you can see, this will be giving you an error syntax error, unexpected token. Okay, so you cannot use any kind of keyword to assign value. Like we have a keyword let for. If you do, this will not be giving any answer because for is a reserved keyword of JavaScript. So while you are defining the variable name, while you are assigning the names of variables, you cannot you cannot use any you cannot use any reserved keyword over there. Reserved keyword. Just like we have a reserved keyword let. Yeah, let const is equals to 5. So this will be an error because const is also a reserved keyword in our language. Okay. Hope it is clear. If you want to make it let a is equals to 5, that's possible. If you want to print A is equals to 5, console.log A, if you go here, A is over here. So please let me know if it is clear or not.
So the last one which you have used, that is not as a variable. That is as a simple, you passed a value of A.
This one, right?
Yes, last one.
Okay, what are we doing here? Let me explain you this thing more clearly because this will be an issue for us. So what are we doing here? We are passing a variable over here, and variable contains a number 5. And make sure we have two types of number. This I will explain you again. Suppose if we write 5 as like this, so it is in number. And if we write 5 like this, so it is just a text. If you want to do, suppose let a, as we know, a is 5, a plus 10, and we'll printing over here, it becomes 50. But if we convert it like this, so it becomes 510. How it is happening that it becomes 510? Because now this thing is an string literal, and in a string it is adding 10, so it is adding like this 5 plus 10, which becomes 510. Suppose if you want to add 518, so it will become 580. Okay, what I did wrong. Need to comment it. 580. But if it is not a number, it is not in string letter, it is just a number. If you go back to here, 18 plus 5 is equal to 23, as we know. 18 plus 5 is equal to 23. Please let me know if it is clear or not.
I just want to understand when you are using that const keyword. So that is what we are assigning that variable, or we can assign like let a equal to 5.
In the const keyword, we are assigning the constants, not variable. Now, what is the difference of between constant and variables? Constants are not allowed to redefine it. You can define it only one time. Suppose I back to here, if I want to make it a is equals to 10. Now it will become 10 plus 18 is equals to 28. And as you can see, 28. But if the same case over here, const B is equals to 145. And if console.log B, it's printing properly 145. If I want to redefine the B is equals to 123, so that won't be possible because B is a constant keyword. As you can see, B is a constant type of variable which cannot be redefined again. Please let me know if it is clear.
Okay, so when you are using variables, we are just making it function logically so that when we pass value later on, like we can change the value and we can get the output. Is that it?
No, not clear with your question. Please repeat it.
Like when the variable, we can just change the value of like b equal to 123. I can assign it b equal to 10 and just get what is the logical output I'm getting from there. That is what the variable we can use it here for.
So what is happening here in the variable, you can redefine the value and can use any number of times and can redefine any number of times. As you can see, here is A and here is A. The same variable I'm redefining. But in case of constant, you cannot redefine it again. If you want to use the constant like this, that is possible. But just the thing is, you won't be allowed to redefine it. Okay, let me remove this thing. If I want to print, as we know, B is equals to 145, and let me add 25 over it. So it is 170. No error is there. So the issue is happening because the redefining of the variable. It is not happening. The issue is happening because that we are redefining a constant variable. It is not happening because that we are adding something over it. So that won't be an issue. If you want like this, that it is a string literal and it is a number 145 plus 25, 14525. Are you getting my point? If not, then please let me know, because that's one of the important topic of your JavaScript.
Means for strings will be written same as.
Not clear. Please repeat.
Means we will if we will concatenate with a string and number.
Exactly. A string is nothing but the piece of text we call a string. If you are learning Java, if you are learning instead of JavaScript, C or C++, then I will say that a string is a kind of a characters array which is ended with the help of null character. That's a big definition, and you will need to understand the logic of C and C++. But here we are learning JavaScript. So let me explain you what it is happening over here. Any kind of text, whether it is number, alphabet, a special character, any emoji, that if we write inside a double quotes or single quotes or backticks, so that is called string literal. A string literal is something that it is just a text. If you want to perform any operation over it, like as we know that in alphabets we can never implement any kind of operation, but in numbers we can implement operations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. But in case of number, only we can do that. But here, our numbers is nothing but these are the part of our string literal. We cannot perform any operation over it directly. First, if you want to perform, if you want here, suppose if I go back to here, and you want no, Abhishek, I want this that I want to add 15 over 145, and this should be in a string later. So first you will convert this string into integer, and then you can add the 10 or 15, whatever the number you want to add over here, over it, and then only will be getting the response over here. Exact, just like the console.log a plus 10. But here we have a string literal. So what it is happening here? This is a string 145. This will be the number. But in this case, it will be considered as the string again. And this particular thing is called string concatenation. A string concatenation means that we are adding two strings together. Like we have one more concept. Let me explain you. Let x is equals to hello, and let y is equals to what? Let x is equals to hello and y is equals to what? If we print console.log x, so as we can see, we are getting x over here. If we want to print y, so we are getting y over here, word. Now what I want x should be printed as it is. Then after plus y, after x, just y, it should be there. So as you can see, we are getting hello word over here. But the issue is happening here that between hello and word, there's nothing, there's no blank space character. So what we can do? We can increase the space character over here and can pass it like this, hello world. Also, we have one more solution for it. Between these, we will add one more string here. Will be like this. So what is happening now? We have X, then we have a blank space string, then we have Y. So now we'll go back to here, our response system. Please let me know, guys, if it is clear. If not, then please don't hesitate to ask your doubts.
Clear.
Everybody is clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. Guys, are you connected with your laptop? Please let me know.
Yes.
Okay, do one thing. Please open your VS Code and write a logic to concatenate two strings by yourself, where you will be concatenating your name and your surname. Suppose someone is like Amit Singh, so Amit will be the first name. We should have two variables, first name variable, last name variable, and you will be concatenating those two strings together. Is that clear? You have just 1 minute to do this.
If you create that JS page separately, then combining.
Okay, that's also one more thing which I forget. We can write logic by two parts. We can create a JS file separately, or we can directly write the file inside the index.html. It will be totally up to you which you want to perform. After 1 or 2 minutes, I will be explaining you how you can write the code inside the same file, inside the HTML file. Is that done, guys?
Done.
Just one.
Yes, I've done.
Done, sir.
Okay, tell me one thing. If I want to print the same thing 100 times, how can you do that?
We will use loop, sir.
Sorry,
Using for loop.
Loops.
do you know how to use it?
No, sir, but I will mention about loop.
Okay, try to implement it in within 1 minute. Okay. If you can, then try to implement the loop. Is that done, guys? Please let me know if it is done so that we can continue. Shivam, I want to request you please turn on your microphone. Yeah, great. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have done with this thing. Let me try to explain the same thing. What is happening? I want you to print this hello world 100 times. Let me do the same. But you can do it 10 times, 20 times. Suppose the number will be too large. If we have a case of 100 or 200 number, then how will we be able to do that? The thing is here, we need to implement a loop when the user will be able to implement the same piece of code 100 times. Okay, so we have some people who will say, sir, what we'll do, we'll console.log 100 times. Okay, that's possible. That's still possible. I'm saying it, that's still possible. Suppose the piece of code snippet which you want to repeat 100 times is not of just one line. That is of 100 lines at least. And now what the thing is, you are repeating the piece of code snippet, that is fine. But if that particular code snippet contains any error, now what you have to do, you have to fix it 100 times. Instead of that, we have a concept of loops. Now what is loops? Suppose I want to implement this hello word 100 times. So we have three type of loops. One is for loop. Okay. Second one is while loop. And third one is do while. Do while. In this session, we'll be explaining you how the for loop works. So you have to initialize the for loop by writing the keyword for. There you have to pass the three parameters. First one will be the initializing variable. I will be our initializing variable, let's say index. So our loop start with the value 0. Index should be less than 100. And each time index should be increased by 1. So now if I copy this piece of code to here, okay, and we'll go back to the browser. As you can see, it is printed 100 times. Now what is happening here? Let me explain you the things again. We have three parameters over here. First one is this, second one is this, and third one is this. What are they doing? First parameter in our loop is always for initializing the loop. That our loop starts with this index. That our loop initialize with this number. So we initialized our loop with number 0. Second one will be the last condition, then how long it will run. Suppose it will be run by 100, like it will be printed by 100 before 100. So when the value of index will be 99, that the loop will terminate. Okay. Third one will be that at what value it will be increased. So we write here index plus plus, which means index is equals to index plus 1. As we know, just give me 1 second, guys. Let me take the adapter off my laptop. Sorry, guys. I hope I'm audible again. Okay. Let me start it with again. So what are we doing in our loop? We have three parameters. First one is initializing parameter. Second one will be terminating parameter. And third one will be uh, increasing parameter. Yeah, as we can say that traveling parameter. Okay, let me try to explain this thing more clearly. Suppose if I'll make it index is equals to index plus 2, then what will happen? Loop is printed just 50 times because now the value of index is not running. Now the value of index from 0 to it will become 2, 2 to become 4, 4 to become 6. So the value is we reduce the half iterations of the loop. Each travel of number is called iteration. We reduce half iterations of the loop at least. Also, if you want to do, you can do one more thing. Suppose we initialize our loop from 100 and we want till the number of indexes bigger than 0. That loop should continue and we'll write the minus over here. So as you can say, still loop is printing 50 times. Now this loop is called reverse loop. Reverse loop. Because it is running from 100 to 0. And in each iteration, it is reducing 2. Okay, instead of 2, what we can do, we can write 10 here. Let's say, okay, let me save it. Why it is not changed? Okay. I did something wrong here. Index should be greater than 0, greater than equal to 0. Okay. Things are perfect. What we did wrong here? Let's say index minus minus. And let me remove this thing actually. Save. If I okay. When your loop becomes an infinite loop, it will crash your browser definitely. You can try this if you want. Localhost 5500 because it is taking the whole memory of your computer. It will be filling your RAM, your registers of your computer. Okay, I think I need to fix it first, then I will move ahead. Oh, this thing is wrong actually. Index should be greater than equal to 0. Till this loop will continue, that's fine. Okay. And let me do one more thing. Index minus minus perfect. Open it again, localhost 5500. Okay, I think now it's working perfectly. Console. Yeah, 101 times it is printing because we included this thing also. If we remove this thing, it is printing just 100 times. Now, if I make it index minus 1, is it working? Okay. Index minus 2. Let me save it. Let me close it again and reopen it. Whenever your loop will become an infinite loop, that will give you an issue of system hang. Again, it is giving any error. That's why it is not printing. Why it's happening? Index we reduced by 2. That's fine. Index is equals to index minus 2. That should be perfect actually. Let me check what the issue is happening. Also, after that, let me print index as well. Console.log index. So it will be showing us that it is decreasing or not. No, I don't want this browser. I want this browser actually. Localhost 5500. Yeah, now it's working. If I go inside here, now it's working. As you can see that travel journey of loop. So we started a loop from 100, then we reduced it to 98, then we reduced it to 96. Similarly, it is reducing with the numbers. And once it becomes nearly zero, at zero, it will not run because we applied a condition that it should be strictly greater than zero. If we apply a condition over here that zero is also acceptable, then that will work like this. So, okay, this thing was creating the issue. We applied an infinite loop by applying this. This should be here actually. Now it will be working properly. Localhost 5500. Inspect console. If I go back to here, now it works perfectly. So this thing is called loop. Also, if you want to print a loop from 0 to 100, you can do the same. Let me print a loop with 0 to 100. For int is equals to index 0. Index should be greater than equal to 100. Index plus plus. Keep one thing in your mind that index plus plus means index is equals to index plus plus. Index 1 plus 1. Console.log index. One thing which I did wrong here, it should be let instead of int. In C++, it is int, so I remember that int actually. Yeah, so as we can see, this is printing a loop from 0 to including 100. If you want to exclude 100, you can remove this point of this equal parameter from here. Is that clear? Please let me know. If yes, then I will give you the questions related to this. I'll help you to your doubt. Amit, Akhilesh, and another Amit. Please
Yes.
let me know if it
One
is
thing.
clear, and don't hesitate to ask it out. Is it clear to everyone? Amit, Akhilesh, and another Amit, please confirm if yes or no.
Yeah, I'm clear, sir.
Okay. Okay, it is just 30 seconds. You can remind if you have doubt, then I will show. Okay, let me tell you one more concept before the next class so that that will be helpful for you. If you want to take the number input from a user, suppose you want that user give me a number. So let number is equals to, it is not alert. What am I doing? It is how it is called. What it is called, I forget the name.
From
Prompt, right? Yeah. Enter a number to print the table. Okay. You have to create this thing. And whatever the number is, you will be considering from 1 to equal to 10. And you will be printing the table for that particular number. So the number will be, let me create it like that. Console.log. So first will be the number entered by user, number x index is equals to number into index. Okay, and after that, the line should be repeat. Okay, so this will be the way that will be printing the number. So let's say print the table of 12. So we did something wrong over here. What's that? Index plus plus is perfect. Index 1 is equals to perfect. Let's and perfect. Things are perfect. 2. That was printing and reducing the screen. What we did wrong here. Number is equals to prompt. Okay, maybe if I'm not wrong, I know what I'm doing wrong. Type of number. I think that's not an integer, if I'm not wrong. So let's say 24. Why it is refreshing it again and again? Local host. 34, it's a string. We need to convert the string into number. So make it number. Parse it. Okay. Once you parse in this should perfect. Now let's say 34. 34. So the table of 34 is here. 34, 68, 102. Let's print something else. Let's print 12 table. 12 to the 24, 12 to the 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120. So the table is perfect. Now I'm giving you some questions related to such type of questions, and you have to solve it by yourself. Okay. Before the next class, and also before the next class, you have to complete that MLM landing page so that I can explain you what are media queries and what are the second thing is animation. Okay, in the next session. So yeah, I'll be waiting for that. And if you have any doubt, then please ask me now.
So please explain the last line console log and dollar. What dollar
Oh,
means?
okay. Sorry. Screen is again shared.
Yes.
What is happening over here? We created an in string in that so we created in console.log number. So number will be a how can I say you number will be a number will be just a number integer. It will not be a string later. Then we need to add a string later x for this, right? We added a string later. Then again we need to write the index. After the index, again we need to write the string literal equal to, and if again you need to write the number into index. This thing we did over here, but how? We have a concept of backticks. Backtick is nothing but if you want to write something inside backtick, let's say const data is equals to backticks. Now you can write any kind of string inside it. As you know that we wrote a string inside it. And by using dollar and curly braces, you can write inside the variable. If I want to write the variable number, so that is also be writable over here. Now, if you print console.log data, you will get hello world and the number which you store is storing over here. So let me storing over here 345. So if you go to here, no, 244. If you go to here, you can see hello world 244. So that's a concept of ECMAScript 6. We will be also learning what is ECMAScript 6. That's that you can consider it as an updated JavaScript. Also, it is called as ES6. It's a feature of ES6. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. I'm going to share you some questions related to loop. Just give me a moment. Till you have any another doubt, please let me know so that I can clear.
So, Abhishek, when we convert that string into a integer, so we actually using that parse int.
Yep.
And then the bracket prompt.
Yep. It is not like that bracket prompt. It is like that whenever you are converting any number, so the output of that bracket will be a number, will be a string literal, right? That will be giving you a particular number which is user storing, let's say 245, 246. That will be just a number, right? That will be just a string literal, right? You are converting that string literal into the integer, not that bracket, right? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can use num also instead of parsing.
What you can use?
So I want to ask, we can use num or integer instead of parsing. But used.
What parseInt is used to type conversion. Is there any another method which you want to use to convert that type from string to integer? That will be totally up to you. The main motive over there that to convert that particular string literal into an integer. That was our main motive over there.
So if we have to do other way around, so it will be parse string and then we'll pass that the
Not
next.
clear. Can you please repeat?
So what we did actually, we converted that string into integer. So parse int. So we have to do it other way around, like from string to integer to string. So it will be like parse string.
It will be like the whatever the statement or syntax for that, but you can do that. But there are some limitations. Now, what are the limitations? Let me explain you. Suppose if you are converting a number into an integer, and instead of number, user entered some text over there, like A, B, C, D, and something else. That is not a number, as we know, guys. So in that particular case, what we'll be going to do, we'll be applying a error handling over there. Now, what is an error handling? In error handling, we will check that the number entered by the user, is it a number or is it just a number, or it contains any kind of alphabetical character. So we'll be fixing for that also, right? So we need to take care of those things. I'm sharing some questions over the chats. Please keep it. Okay, the message is too long though. Okay, I'll be sharing it with your host as soon as possible. Then let me try to write half of them at least.
So share in your WhatsApp.
Yeah, we'll be sharing with that. Don't worry. These are two basic questions actually. So I hope that will be taking just 30 minutes of your time to complete those all questions. They hear all the questions, and also I'll be sharing it with your host who will be sharing you as on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Is there any doubt which you want to ask me? Or we are good to go? Okay, then. If you don't have any doubt, then we are winding up the class. Bye bye, everyone. Yeah, you may leave the class. Everybody.